Okay, awesome. Welcome back. This is probably the last video. What we're going to do now is that since we have the montage set up for our gun, which is somewhere, animations, montage, Jesus Christ. I don't know if I turned on my audio. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, most annoying sound ever, but it's working. It's chained to our montage, so it's playing whenever the reload animation is at its peak, so the slide's all the way back. Next thing we'll do is that we'll add in a custom animation notify track to play a VFX. But before that, we'll make the actual VFX, and I'm thinking just something like because I have a sci-fi sound in there, I'll make like a laser beam, so it'll look like we're shooting a laser. So to do that, I will make a new folder in my pistol. I will call this VFX. I'm already in it, and I'll make a Niagara system. And we have a lot of templates that we can choose from, so we can almost just make anything we want off the bat. I think I have a few in here from a pack, so that's why we have like end lightning field and end shield and things like that. We can take a look at some of them, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a little laser beam. So I will look for a static beam. I'll create it. Oh, there it is. And S. I'm going to call this laser. Laser. And I'll open it up. And by default, it's just this little beam that's shooting out. We're going to make this a bit more fun. I'm going to change my display to gray wireframe. And I don't want... if you're seeing like red lines, when you do this, you might get like this little red kind of section. It's kind of like showing the lines of the sprite or the plane, I'm assuming. Well, actually, no, this is a ribbon. That's fine. I don't want that. I'll just turn it off. I just want the gray background. And at least if you're in 5.61, you'll have some warnings if you're doing this. This one requires a bit of updating. That's why we have a little triangle here. Let's see, if I go to the yellow one, this one needs to be updated. As of 5.3, this version is now fully deprecated. Okay, so then we'll update it to 5.61, which it actually doesn't update. It'll just create a new one and deprecate the old one. So we don't need this one. And from the spawn beam, upgrade from 1 to 2.0. Sure. Fix. And there we go. Okay. All updated. I think I just changed like a direction. Oh, there we go. Cool beans. That's all good for us. So what we're going to do is I want to make like a beam from the from when like I shoot the gun. I want to create a beam that shoots from the muzzle and out towards whatever direction I'm shooting it. So to do that, let's take a look at what we have here. I'm not going to want this to be infinite. I'm going to want this to happen only once when I shoot it, so we can change that later. It's fine for now, just so we can see it, always animating. Emitter state, loop duration 4, beam setup. This is what I want to do. So you can see we have a beam start and a beam end. And the end right now is set to this number. If I change this, I think the beam will get longer. Yeah, it does. So this is a vector. This is like where the location of the beam ends is going to be. We can make this a variable. So I'm going to add I'll use a parameter. I'll type in vector. And I'll call this rename end point. And for now, I'll put the X at like 500. And I'll leave everything else 0. And I will drag this into the, oh, come on. There we go. Drags into the beam end, and we can see it'll now shoot off over the x-axis. Good enough for me for now. Okay, so let's see. Spawn instantaneous. 100's fine. It's a ribbon, so I think it's like spawning a bunch of particles in a row. Cool beans. Color mode. Let's add some variety. We can change this to a random range. And we can actually add some more colors. I'm going to type in a linear color and call this color A. Add another linear color. Call this color B. I'll change color A to a nice mint. I'll change color B to a nice fuchsia, I guess. I'm not sure what color that is. And we'll give the minimum A and the maximum B. And why did that not? Oh my god. That's kind of cool. I think I did this wrong a bit, but that is okay. I was expecting something different. That's okay. I will fix this in a second. Kind of cool, but for now, I'll leave it alone. Let's see. Mesh sprite. I think that's all good for now. This is gonna bug me, but I'll look to see why it's wrong in a second. Okay, that's all good. Spawn beam. I think I have to move initialize particle below spawn beam. And if I go back to initialize particle, mass mode, direct set, is that what I want? What am I looking for? Direct set ribbon width. Give me 1 sec. There we go. Okay. I have to change position mode to unset. Cool. Then inside of... Oh, what am I thinking of? Let me pause and let me look at my note real quick. Okay. Back. So we already have a pretty nice beam going right here. We have some variables that we can use in blueprints. What we're going to do is spawn beam is good. Initialize particle is mostly good. I'm actually going to add a second renderer. I'm going to look for a sprite renderer. And holy crap. That's fine for now. I'm actually going to go into my initialize particle, sprite size, uniform, type in curve from float or float from curve. That's fine. Gives it a little bit of interest. Instead of using normalized age, I'm going to give this ribbon link order. So now it's just a little sprite down at the bottom, like right there at the point, like a initial point of beam. And let's see, I will scale this to be 0 at the start, and then add a key, put it at 1, and that kind of makes it go away. I think I will stick with this being 1, just to give like a little beam at the beginning. If I want to, I can make it like a bit bigger if I want it. So it'd be like 5. Maybe like 2. Okay, good enough. Now I will go into my color. I'll reset this. I'll give it a lerp. Not lerp. No, yeah, I do. do I want to lerp linear colors? And this is where I give it my color A and color B. And you should have changed. What did I do wrong? 1 second again. Okay. I always hate working in VFX because I'm not used to using this event graph. Let's see. If I type in lerp linear color, then try giving it. Jesus, stop it. Color A. Oh my god. Oh, thank God. And then color B. And then lerp factor is the ribbon link order. There we go. Now we got some nice transition going. If I'll delete this and I'll add it back in. Looking for my curl force noise. There we go. Nice little beam effect. Okay. That's all I want. I just want a little noodle beam that shoots and deteriorates and has a endpoint that we can set. Now all I have to do is I'm going to create a custom animation notify. Oh my god, where am I? Look for my pistol. I can put it in here. Right click. Create a blueprint. Look for anim notify. Select it. I can call this BP. Actually, I call this anim VFX. I can open this. I can override its notify function. Essentially, what this is doing is that from the mesh object that it's on, it's going to, how should I phrase this? We're going to actually add this as a track. We made a custom notify event, and we're going to play the beam using this custom notify, which we can edit and like put variables in up here. So I'm going to create a, let's see, from the mesh of the pistol, going to get its world location. I'm going to spawn system at location. So spawn location, system at location of the pistol. I will look for my, oh, I don't know what to call this. NS, probably laser. So I'm going to spawn my laser. I'm going to drag off from here, and I'm going to try and set a Niagara system parameter. This will be a vector 3 because that's the end beam. I will type in end point because that's what I called it. And from the location of the gun, I'm just going to multiply or add. That's fine. Change this to a float. Put this like 1,000 units ahead of me. Connect this into the location for the end beam. Connect at the return node. Compile. Go back to my montage. Click. Oh, I gotta make this a variable. Well, I don't have to, but I'm going to. Turn this eye on. And now we can see, we can add in the NS laser. And if I play, nice, we can now see a little beam shooting up from the gun. I may have messed with its orientation, but we can see it is working. It is a bit wonky. I also set my VFX to be looping, so it's doing that forever. Let me change this to once. Fixed. Cool. And now it's doing it once. But cool. I will end it here for now.